Most people spend their entire lives trading labor for money, without ever realizing they're operating in the weakest position the system offers. The system doesn't reward labor. It rewards ownership. Labor stops when you stop. Ownership keeps working without you. And that single difference explains why effort alone never closes the gap. From the outside, labor looks productive. You show up, you work, you contribute, you get paid. But inside the system, labor is replaceable, it's capped, it's predictable, and it has a ceiling the system never allows you to break. Ownership is different. Ownership creates distance between effort and reward. Ownership earns without presence. Ownership compounds without permission. Ownership grows while labor waits. This is why two people can work equally hard and end up in completely different places. One trades time. The other controls something that trades time for them. The system has always been built this way. Factories weren't created to reward workers. They were created to scale production. Companies weren't designed to make employees wealthy. They were designed to concentrate ownership. Even when labor is necessary, it's never the priority. It's the input. Ownership is the outcome. The system treats labor as a cost to be minimized. Ownership is treated as an asset to be protected. It's why wages are negotiated downward while assets are defended aggressively. It's why labor is constantly optimized, outsourced, automated, and replaced. And that's why ownership receives tax advantages, leverage, and protection. People assume the system rewards contribution. It doesn't. It rewards control. Labor contributes, ownership controls, labor is reactive, ownership is strategic, labor waits for permission, ownership sets direction. This is also why loyalty stopped being valuable. Loyalty made sense when labor was scarce. Now labor is abundant and systems are efficient. The system doesn't punish loyalty. It simply doesn't value it. Ownership, on the other hand, creates leverage. It gives you negotiating power. It gives you optionality. It gives you protection. When you own something, you're no longer asking the system for approval. You're participating on different terms. Most people were taught to pursue stability through labor. Get a job, be consistent, be reliable, earn security. But stability inside a system you don't control is fragile. So the moment labor becomes unnecessary, stability disappears. The moment systems improve, labor loses leverage. The moment ownership shifts, workers are adjusted accordingly. Ownership doesn't depend on goodwill. It depends on structure. That's why people who own small pieces of systems often outperform people who work inside large ones. Even minimal ownership beats lifetime labor. Small stake compounds. Labor resets every day. This is also why wealth concentrates naturally. Ownership compounds advantage. Labor does not. When you own assets, the system works in your favor. When you don't, you are the mechanism it works through. Ownership unlocks leverage. Leverage unlocks scale. Scale unlocks protection. Labor unlocks income. Income unlocks survival. Survival never leads to control. This doesn't mean labor has no value. It means labor is the starting position, not the destination. The problem is that most people never leave the starting position. They're taught to perfect labor instead of escaping it. They're trained to be efficient workers instead of strategic owners. The system encourages this. It needs labor to function. It doesn't need everyone to own. Ownership is limited by design. Labor is unlimited by necessity. Once you see that, the rules make sense. People who own don't ask for raises. They benefit from growth. People who own don't fear automation. They profit from it. People who own don't trade time. They trade structure. This is why the system protects ownership aggressively. Tax laws favor it. Credit supports it. Institutions defend it. Labor absorbs risk. Ownership transfers it. Labor feels pressure. Ownership feels leverage. And the moment you understand that, your goals change. You stop asking how to earn more. You start asking what you can own. You stop measuring success by effort. You start measuring it by control. You stop chasing stability inside systems. You start building positions outside of them. Ownership doesn't have to be massive. It has to be intentional. Even partial ownership changes how the system treats you. Even small leverage shifts positioning. This is the difference between being essential and being replaceable, between being valuable and being powerful, between surviving the system and directing it. The system doesn't reward labor because labor is predictable. It rewards ownership because ownership shapes outcomes. Once you understand that, the game stops being confusing. If this made sense, subscribe. At System Exposed, we don't push motivation or grind culture. We explain the structures most people never see. Once you understand what the system actually rewards, you stop working harder inside it and start positioning yourself above it.